Merry meet and welcome to Lux Dragon Queen Magic. I'm Taylor and today is our Divine Masculine Collective reading. So whether you're here to balance out your own energies or to check into your twin flame connection, there definitely is a message for you here today. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. And so today we do have husband coming out for our God cards today. So I do, therefore I will. And then you may want to pause to further embody and engage with the energy. But ultimately what we're seeing, and I do want to make sure that this is very clear, that this is in regards to what it means to be a life partner overall. So no matter how you identify yourself, you can use more gender neutral terms for you in regards to this. Also just understanding what it means to be part of that kind of partnership and commitment, and understanding too what you expect from your partner and commitment if you're here checking in to a twin flame connection. So overall, it is so important to understand exactly what the word commitment means to you, and to understand that choices can change, and then there's a time that you can learn to recommit and work through those changes together. There's also something to be said around the fact that a lot of times, especially lately in these readings, we have been seeing this need to let go of toxic behaviors and toxic people. So you cannot change another person. You can simply only do what you are capable of doing. And so recognizing that and understanding how you are showing up as a partner is going to be so much more beneficial for you, because as long as you are looking more within yourself and how you are relating back to your partner, you may be able to then foster the change within your partner to show them that you are in fact showing up, you're committing now, and you guys are going to be able to take a new road moving forward. Or you may be able to see that you no longer are in this role together. And so that is a very big message coming here today, is why we're seeing the husband card, is because it's so important for you to take a step and look into exactly how you are relating to that partner, that life partner that you have committed to, and how they're relating to you. Because sometimes we stay into negative, abusive situations because of commitments that we have made, but commitments do change. They do sometimes have timing with them. And it is a partnership in the truest form. And so understanding exactly the fact that you are not meant to be higher on one scale versus them. It is meant to be a balancing act. And so it is so important for you to have those open communications. And so I definitely encourage you, it even mentions here, even if you're single, to look up the marriage laws within your area, understand exactly what the state says in regards to that, but also to possibly write your own vows. So if you are married, it is a great time to watch that marriage video or wedding video again. Look at the vows that you guys shared with each other. How true have you stayed to those vows? Have those vows been broken, and can they be repaired? Or is it time to lay it to rest, to break them down further so that you then can start anew? So just truly understanding exactly what this partnership means to you and what a commitment means to you is the main message coming forward this week in regards to our divine masculine energy. And so just jumping into the tarot, we do have the Lovers coming out. So I absolutely love this, because what is this but a confirmation of what we were just talking about? And so there is a need to understand exactly how you are being protected by the divine in regards to your loving relationship, how you are connecting to this partner. This story too, I know it looks different than what we're used to in the Disney version, but this is Beauty and the Beast right here. So every person has a beautiful side and a beastly side. And so it's important, again, to balance those energies and understand how you're showing up into your life. Understand exactly how your partner is showing up as well. Maybe you've made them into a beast when in reality they've just been reflecting your own energy. So again, working together to recommit to what you know is true for you. The other thing too is, for those who are here to balance out their own energies, this is time to understand about the commitments that you make in your life and how you want to move forward in general, and bring back love into the situation. If you're not loving what you're doing, if you're not loving your life, if you're not loving yourself day in and day out, yes, you can have fights with yourself, and yes, you can even have fights with the divine. But the main message here is that it's so important to make sure that there is still love existing between yourself, between the universe, and between your partners. Okay, so next we have the Ace of Cups. So I am really enjoying these energies coming out for us today, because these are all love readings, love cards coming out. And so this really is telling me that this focus this week is going to be on this partnership, is going to be on how we're treating ourselves. And if you don't have any romance in your life, this is a a fresh start. This is going to see here that you're going to feel this well up of emotions, which for the divine masculine side is new, but this is energy is being invited in. And so it's time to soften up. It's time to come to a more balanced state so that you can further express yourself. And this is just the start. It's really something that's coming through. So again, no matter how you're looking at your partner, if you're looking to take a fresh start elsewhere, part in love, because then both of you will bring in those new opportunities that you need. Or if you are wanting a fresh start with each other, this is just a beautiful confirmation that you are going to be able to have that, and you're going to be able to feel that overflow of emotion again. The main message coming through is the fact that you need to find where the love exists and how to further cultivate it, because simply there is a stagnation that we have been facing over the last month or so, and not letting these water emotions flow through. And so now Ace of Cups is coming through to tell us that it is about to start overflowing these emotions. And so it's important to know about where you're going to direct it. That's something too that came up with with our readings, is the fact of reprioritizing so that we're not overwatering in certain areas. And so here is again an abundance of emotion, abundance of love. So make sure that you are putting it to good use, that you are not being drowned in these feelings. Okay. And then we do have the Ten of Coins. I cannot say it enough. Like, these are all just great cards for relationships and family life. Ten of Coins. So we are seeing that you are building up legacy. You're building up traditions. So if you are starting into a new relationship this week, this is just a great confirmation for you to know that the path that you have moving forward, you are setting things into motion. Again, that's why it's so important, whether you're single or with someone, to understand what you're committing to in life in general, and understand that it is so important to bring this lovely energy into it. And it's going to just be so fruitful. You're going to create legacies. You're going to have family traditions that you step into. And so truly looking at long-term life together, or long-term life goals, is going to be an important goal for you this week, because then you're going to be able to take small actionable steps, especially for our divine masculine, that make sense, that have some logic behind them. But in reality, the true motivation behind it all is this emotion, is this feeling. And so if you have been feeling stagnant, if you have been feeling like you haven't been connecting well, this is your message saying that as long as you break down, understand what your vows are, what your commitments are within this life, you're going to move forward. You're going to be able to build up into this beautiful family life, and you're going to get all that you want and deserve, because you're taking this time and effort to bring it back to the heart. Okay, and so we do have risk coming out for us today. And so this is a leap of faith card. So yes, understanding. Okay, so there's two messages here. I apologize, because you just definitely need to know what resonates more for you, because it always is going to come down to understanding if you are on the path where you are recommitting to a partner, or if it's time to recommit to yourself and become independent. So with that, this leap of faith is just reaffirming that whatever feels riskier at this time is most likely the path that is for you, because it is time for you to step into the unknowing and to trust the divine is going to catch you and be there for you. That is something very important on this channel, is that everyone here is working with their divine energy, and that means having a little bit of faith within the universe, as well as having a little bit of faith within us. The other thing too, especially for twin flames, is having faith within your partner. Okay, because there is a little bit of risk letting go of that control, but having faith that they're going to show up in the ways that you ask them to, having faith that they're going to be committed to this role just as much as you are. Because at the end of the day, this is just 1 week. This is a building process, but we are seeing you're getting this Ace of Cups to the 10. So you are going to have this full cycle. You're going to have these full moments with your partner, but it will take time. It is a journey that you are on together. And that's even something that they say typically in weddings. So again, just bringing you back to that energy that you started at one point, recognizing where you're at now, and then how you're able to move forward. Okay. So we do have letting go. So this is interesting because this is twofold. So for everyone here, this is a message, whether you're physically letting go of a partner that no longer is committed to you in the relationship or committed to the same future that you want. That is a message here. I apologize. If you have different goals for the future that really do not line up and there is not a reasonable way to compromise, this is again another reason why you will have to decide where the love exists. Because if it exists more within the future that you see for yourself versus the love in your relationship, then that's where you're going to need to understand what you're letting go of truly. And so for individuals as well, there is a need to let go of what has not worked for you in the past, to let go of this of anything that truly doesn't make sense to your heart anymore. And so this is Spirit coming and asking you to let go too of a little bit of the logic that you constantly are seeking out, because at the end of the day, you are trying to follow your heart purpose. And we do have success. And so this is a beautiful confirmation card that everything that you're working on, everything, again, you're going to trust in this risk. You're going to let go of what you need to. You're going to trust a little bit more in the partnership, and you're going to let go of those things that do not matter as much. And you are going to find the success that you need within yourself, within your relationships, and within your life. Okay. And then we do have deceit coming out for us today. And ultimately, what this is telling me is the fact that it's time to stop letting people lie to us. That's why, again, it's important to understand what commitments you want within your life. Because if you are allowing yourself to let these vows, let these commitments be broken down, and you're not standing true to yourself, then that is where this deceit is going to be coming in. So don't live in denial around who is being that negative energy around you, who is, especially if it's within yourself, because that's very possible. So there's this need to stop having those conversations with those people who are lying to you, or to call them out for having those moments and saying certain negative things. So this is also part of a risk that's coming up, is having the bravery to have these conversations, to talk truthfully from your heart. So a really big message is really to just stop lying to yourself, though, honestly, rather than there being deceit coming from someone else. All right, and then our mindful message, we do have, there we go. Return to the body. When I'm caught up in a stressful moment, I can move my awareness to my body. Is my jaw clenched? My body tense? How is my posture? This helps me to see where I can relax and let go of tension. Now I can return to any situation more calm and present. So while you're having these conversations, this is something to keep in mind while you're working through your vows, working through the commitments that you want out of your life. If you start to feel stressed, if you start to get overwhelmed, because again, you have a lot of emotion that is flowing through you this week, let go, take a step back, and recognize exactly where you're holding the tension within your body, and take a few moments so that you can return back and be more calm. Okay? And then we do have, sorry, I would love it if it focused. Okay, I apologize. It's not going to focus. New adventures. Today I open myself up to new adventures. I go out and do something I've been holding back from. I move through the fear rather than letting it control me. I trust my intuition and follow my desires. What a beautiful summary of what we were just talking about, to trust in this risk, to trust into the universe, and let go all that has been holding you back, because you deserve the adventure that you are craving. Okay, and now for some affirmations. All right, my body allows me to thrive. All right, so we had return to the body, check in with it, and then we also have an affirmation around your body. So this is going to feel very physical for you this week. These emotions are coming up in a very physical representation for you. So understanding that you have control over your body, that you have control over how you exist within this life, is going to be so important. Okay. And then I am magnetic when I stand in my power. So again, just recognizing your worth and your potential is going to be so important for you this week, because truly the main things that are coming through is the fact that you do have all of these, you do have this emotion coming through you, but you are able to handle this emotion. You are able to understand truly what is working through you. And I personally believe that as humans, one of our evolutionary developments that truly is something that we need to understand and work more with is our emotional maturity. And so that is a main message here. So as you get those overflow emotions, you don't have to be perfect right away, but you're going to start understanding how to express yourself more thoroughly. And that is a certain power in that. Okay, and next we do have Rumi coming out for us today. And we have number 16, from nothing to everything. Oh, my friend, if you are longing to be written on, become a blank page. Rumi. Have you been shedding your skins, your layers, your certainties? Gone are fixed identities and definite options. Keep casting those shackles aside, even if you fear you are releasing too much, and then perhaps you shall cease to exist. You shall only cease to exist as you have known yourself to be thus far. Another emanation of you awaits, blazing angel, something more beautiful and true. Yet here you are at the pruning stage, like a gardener for the soul. Shall the garden spring back to life, or will the enthusiastic denuding process be rather too much and unintentionally kill off the garden altogether? Fear not, your soul is hard. Your soul is made of hardy stuff. It can handle a lot of calling and will shine even brighter for it. There is a greater story to be impressed upon your essence than the one you are currently dreaming of. Though you are brilliant, no doubt about it, my angel of love, there is one who is even more so. The imagination of this great writer is beyond our comprehension. The stories that pour forth from that cosmic poet in every moment are so rich they inspire the creation of art and music. One such story is especially created for you. Yes, you, with a starring role and with all the best supporting cast. You shall gasp in wonder, awe, glee, and delight when you hear it. It is a great romance, a great adventure with an ending truly spectacular and divine. Would you wish to hear it? Become attentive now. Put your own tales aside, as dramatic as they may seem right now, and prepare to be entranced by the greater storyteller, the living poet of love, as you are entranced in a tale of your unfolding divine destiny. There are moments on the path of love that seem to focus on letting go of identities, of knowledge and certainty, of opinion and even attempts at control. We may feel as though we are being stripped back to our core, and even then, perhaps further still. We may wonder if we can bear it. What shall, if at all, remain intact through these rigors? We may feel challenged every time we attempt to become something great, as though we are blocked by circumstances beyond our control. Again and again, it is as though a greater hand smacks our wrist the moment we try to take hold of something firmly, someone, anything that brings us certainty or inner stability, such as the rigors at an advanced stage on the path. We meet this challenge when our soul is ready for it. Why must it be thus? This is a sage question indeed. When you are asked to dispense with your story, the interpretations we have been given to our life experiences over the years, we may not hear the request at first. We may vaguely note it, but not recognize the great divine source asking this of us, and so we do not give such an inclination due accord. We may persist with spinning our own tales instead. Oh, our mind may fancy itself to be a great wrangler of the word, impressed with its own judgments and declarations. Yet, in the light of comparison with the divine tale for our soul, all our fancies shall pass away, revealed as so very thrill, like clouds dissipating in the sky. Perhaps we are graced with the realization there is so much more, or perhaps we still don't get the hint and move into struggle as we try to enact what we think our story should be. We may hit obstacle after obstacle and create even more terror in our storytelling, that life is such pain, a struggle, that success may not be for us, that we are forgotten and unheard, yet we could equally choose to wonder if obstacle after obstacle, closed door after closed door, is just a prompt to look for the open window to climb through. And if so, instead of seeking to impose our small story upon the great truth, we can live the truth of our divine destiny. Then something magical happens. We participate through presence, along with the unfolding story of our soul journey. We open up to whatever is asked of us, presented to us, happening through us, as we choose each day to come alive as much as we can. Then, as if by magic, there is something else that occurs. That would be grace, real, rich, dripping with goodness and substance, grace. This is the sacred blessing that enables us to pay attention to opening doors rather than the closing ones. The divine assistance that lets us know our life is proceeding according to a greater intelligence and plan. Once we stop thinking quite so much and live day to day, we will be blessed with realization that our individual life story is so much more extraordinary and perfect than anything we could have summoned, even with our wildest imagination. This oracle comes with guidance for you. You are being asked to let go, to receive, to become empty, to be filled. This may mean letting go of attachment to a lover so you can receive genuine love. It may be of no longer holding on to a fantasy of your dream job, but of being guided into your most soulful and successful vocation. It may mean letting go of wishes for your body or health to be other than it is, so you can simply get on with living each day, taking steps into wellness without thinking beyond one day at a time. It is the divine paradox that when we are asked to surrender a story or fantasy, it is because reality is knocking at our door, more often than not with the delivery of what we have been fantasizing about, but in the best way for us. The human experience of this paradox is that you may feel you are giving up hope, that your fantasy is dying. It may be very painful and bring you much grief, but all that is dying is your attachment and opinion of how it must be. This needs to happen so you can stop dreaming and start living it. This is what is happening for you now. Do not fear any part of the process. Embrace it without expectation. and trust in your heart that the divine is simply guiding you from fantasy to fulfillment. Sacred honoring ritual. Place your hands in prayer and bow your head. Say aloud, I choose to trust in the great genius unfolding in my life. I give thanks for the blessings of grace now flowing into my heart. I have no need to know. I trust in the perfection of my being unfolding with innate intelligence and wisdom. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, holds me in his protection. I accept my destiny with a peaceful and trusting heart. Please help me to surrender the stories, attachments, fantasies, and fears that have held me back from living my heart's desires fully. I now choose unconditional trust in the loving genius of life to lead me into my fulfilled destiny now. So be it. You have completed your sacred honoring ritual. So, absolutely beautiful summary. With that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys here. I want to thank you all for liking and subscribing. Please do not forget to comment below, gain some support from a like-minded community, and I will definitely see you next time. Blessed be.